back at Pinnacle Bank Arena in Lincoln, getting set for a Class C1 semifinal between Minden and Milford. The Minden Whippets come into this one off a 42-37 victory over Scotus Central Catholic on Wednesday. Lou, it was a game they had to scrap out at the end, and more often than not, when they've needed that, the senior, Maddie Camry, has been the one doing it for them. 15 points on Wednesday. They're going to need her to be big again today.
Yeah, she's a player that can score at several levels. She's a good three-point shooter. She can take you off the dribble, and an experienced player, I think a player you're going to lean on. You've got a really tough defense to go against. I think Camry's got to be a player that can score at several different styles here against that great defense.
Minden was out-rebounded by 12 in the quarterfinals. It's going to be hard to make up that difference today because of the 6'3 freshman, Shayla Rottenberg. Almost a triple-double with blocks on Wednesday, Lou. It has not taken her long to get accustomed to varsity basketball.
A young player had 12 points, but how about 14 rebounds and 8 blocks? That's fantastic. One of the reasons this defense is so good, great athlete, and I think a player that not only to look for this year, but the rest of the next 3 years, but she'll be so important, I think, in that defensive side of the ball for the Eagles here today.
One guy we would never dream of blocking is Pat Jansen, the third member of our broadcast crew. Pat with more on today's matchup. Take it away.
State basketball, it is a fantastic 2-week situation here in Lincoln. And one of the constants when we're here in Lincoln for state basketball every year is the Weeks family, whether it's Jalen Weeks coaching girls basketball for Beatrice or Jim Weeks and his sons coaching Auburn. The Auburn boys basketball team has been in the Class C1 state championship game each of the past 6 years, but they will not be here for the boys state tournament next week because Auburn suffered an upset defeat to Fillmore Central in the district championship game earlier this week. However, they're expected to be here today. Why? Well, Bryce Roth, coach of the Milford girls basketball team, he used to teach and coach in Auburn. He won 3 championships as an assistant under Jim Weeks with that Auburn boys basketball team. He said of his time in Auburn, that was really like a 3-year leadership conference where he was learning every single day from Jim Weeks. He said he expects the Weeks family, possibly the Binders, and several other folks from Auburn to be up in Lincoln today cheering on Milford, possibly wearing purple. He said he continues to feel that support and that it's like a family. Maybe the Weeks family and other former Auburn Bulldogs will see Bryce Roth get Milford one step closer to their first girls basketball state championship. We've got more state tournament basketball coming up after this on News Channel Nebraska.
The pregame show is brought to you by Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCO.com and by KRT. Learn more at KRTRelief.com.
Hey, sports fans, heading to the big game tonight? Make sure you stop by Speedy Mart before you hit the stadium. Fuel up your car and grab your favorite snacks and drinks to keep your energy high. Whether it's chips, soda, or a quick meal, Speedy Mart has everything you need to kick off your game night right. Don't miss out. Swing by Speedy Mart for all your pre-game essentials.
Speedy Mart, snacks before the game.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Let's Talk School Spotlight. That's brought to you by Currency. Need financing for RVs, ATVs, or other expensive items? Currency's here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com today. The Minden Whippets making their 13th appearance at state, second in a row. They've made 2 appearances in the title game, most recently in 2014 when they finished runner-up to the Pierce Blue Jays. They have never won a state title. Meanwhile, the Milford Eagles making just their 3rd trip ever at state and their first in 17 years. Their victory on Wednesday was their first ever victory in a state tournament. So a little bit of history already made for Milford High School this week. Lou, we talked about as we see the coaching staff there. You know, Minden out-rebounded by SCOTUS and taking on a team that might be better at rebounding than SCOTUS, certainly better on the low block. And not just Rottenberg. This is a team with players like Ayla Roth. She had 8 rebounds. Izzy Yakeley had 7. Ashlyn Miller had 9. This is a great team rebounding team that Milford is. And Minden has got to be better on the glass, I think, at this one today.
Yeah, and Minden's, they're a big team. Their smallest starter is 5'9". That's Camry, the player that we talked about. So you've got to play big here in this stage, and certainly against a good athletic team like Milford, you got to be fundamentally sound. Get those box outs and force them to climb your back. But that's going to be something to watch here in this ball game.
Milford defeated Arlington 61-40. They were 9 of 23 from deep in that one as well. Had a 28-14 edge in the paint. And that's what having a 6'3 player like Rottenberg would do. But again, Lou, they were so good driving in that one. They found open threes. That was about as complete an offensive performance as we've seen down here at State.
Well, one of the players I was really impressed with was Ayla Roth. I thought she really took that game over at times. A fantastic point guard, a quarterback for this team that really gets this team in position. And I think she's going to be a player to watch. You mentioned Yakeley, her ability to stretch the defense with some three-pointers. I think this is a complete team, this Milford team, and certainly a threat. If they could get past Minden today, I think they're a threat. Their only loss was a 2-point loss to that Lincoln Christian team that will be playing for their second straight state championship tomorrow.
Let's talk starting lineups. Those are brought to you by Medica. With a Medica plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for. There are the Milford Eagles. You mentioned Ayla Roth. She flirted with a triple-double on Wednesday, had 13 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists for the 5'9" senior. Everybody in the starting 5 but Ashlyn Miller was in double figures. Miller had 6 points but 9 rebounds. You'll also see a lot of Abby Crabtree and Kylie Jacob off the bench, but Taylor Oldfield had 11. And Izzy Yakeley, a fantastic player in her own right. She'll be playing hoops at Concordia. 16 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists in that victory over Arlington. For head coach Bryce Roth and the 24-1 Eagles. Roth in his 4th year, 75 wins and 22 losses. There's Ashlyn Miller, the 6-foot sophomore. Meanwhile, the Minden Whippets, head coached by Taylor Malsby in his 7th year, 102 wins, 103 wins now, 43 losses, 25-2 on the year. We talked about Maddie Camry. Kinsey Land has been what Coach Malsby said is their glue player all year, 11 points, 5 rebounds. And keep an eye on Mila Emery, especially off ball. What a game she had against SCOTUS. 7 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks, 4 steals. Forget triple-double. She was flirting with a 5-by-5 game, Lou. She had an incredible game. She does a lot of stuff away from the ball. Coach Malsby says she has a great basketball sense. I think she could be a sneaky X factor for the Whippets today.
Yeah, no question about it. I think Emery's a great player over there. You mentioned, we talk about that a lot, players that affect the game. Whatever it takes, in whatever area you play well, you find ways to win. That's what Mila Emery's been here for the Whippets. Another player I think to watch today is McKenna Betty. Now, doesn't have gaudy stats, but at 6 foot in the middle, Coach Malsby called her the rock in the middle. You're playing against a great freshman, and Betty's a senior. You try to use that experience and get in position against the very talented young player. I think that's a kind of a matchup to watch here this morning, I guess.
The winner will take a crack at ending the 38-game winning streak of Lincoln Christian tomorrow here at Pinnacle Bank Arena. This the second of 6 games here on News Channel Nebraska today. We'll have the Class A semifinals this afternoon and then the Class B semis this evening. It's interesting. Wednesday was kind of a day of chalk. Very few upsets. Yesterday was chaotic in terms of upsets. 1 seeds, 2 seeds falling by the wayside. So far today, the seeds have held.
And I think you see one thing with Minden, got up to a great start against Scotus, up 26-13 at halftime, and struggled in that second half. Get a lead against Milford. You better play well in that second half, or you're not going to win the game.
Milford controlling the opening tip, mishandled, out of bounds. It goes to the Minden Whippets. Minden, 25-2, and it's Camry running point. Off the high screen, gets to Kinsey Land. And to McKenna Starkey. Back to Camry. Back to Land. Too strong on the three. Early game adrenaline, forcing that miss, and it'll go to Milford.
Yeah, we'll see which team settles in. You're playing your first game at Pinnacle Bank. And a team like Milford get their first win ever. You got a chance maybe to play for a state championship. If you win this game, you got to control the nerves.
You saw Minden's pressure. That is their defense. They like to speed teams up, try to force turnovers. Quick trigger triple at the other end falls. That's Izzy Yakeley, the senior, getting Milford on the board.
Yakeley can flat out shoot. That's a great option there for Milford, is to kick it out to a player like Yakeley who can knock it down.
Camry draws traffic, passes out of it, mid-range falls. That's McKenna Starkey, the 5'10 senior.
A good quality shot there for the Whippets.
Quickly ahead comes Milford. They waste little time getting up court. That three off the mark. Out of bounds, stays with the Eagles. Coach Roth likes to run an up-tempo, fast break, pressure the defense. This is the kind of game that could turn into a track meet. Both of these teams really like to play fast.
And I think the team that plays fast under control, the team that takes the advantage.
This three falls. Milford hitting him early. That's Taylor Oldfield, the transfer from Raymond Central, has Milford up 4.
Good shooting so far here for the Eagles.
Cutting away from the pass there, the shot blocked. That's number 1. Go ahead and just start keeping track of them, folks. She had 8 on Wednesday.
You're having a block party down there.
Just need some potato salad. Starkey, ball reversal, good strong drive. Draws damage and Minden heads to the line. Foul called on Ashlyn Miller, the sophomore.
This Minden group got 4 seniors and a junior in the starting lineup, so a team played together a lot.
This was one area where Minden kind of struggled a bit against Scotus. They were just 12 of 21 from the free throw line, and most of that Camry, she was 7 of 10. The rest of the team under 500.
I don't know if you win this game if you don't shoot free throws well today.
Tipped out of bounds, so Minden goes 0 for 2 on that first trip. As you see, Coach Roth, boy, is he a student of the game. Had a great time interviewing him after that win. He's the kind of guy who could just talk about basketball for hours.
Yeah.
You get the feeling.
Guys you interview and you feel like you learned something.
Camry drives, kicks, floater from the baseline, offensive rebound, sent back from whence it came.
That was going to call a foul.
They call the foul. They got a little bit of arm on there. The fans don't like it. But there's some off-ball contact there.
Of course, you rarely,
perfect clarity on and off the field by Unity Eye Centers, your vision experts.
You rarely hear fans, after a call go, yeah, that's the right call.
Respectfully agree. Tipped off the miss into the arms of Oldfield. And up comes Milford, leading 3 early on. Back out to Roth, splits 2, underhands it. Good strong finish for Rottenberg, her first bucket.
Well, Roth's ability to penetrate, she is fantastic at that. Handles the basketball as well as anybody and has great court vision. You find that superstar freshman in there for that nice pass for the easy bucket.
Good, strong drive there. That's Maddie Camry. Boy, she just finds a way to get to the rack.
Yeah, Camry's a player, we talked about heady players, but a very savvy player.
She'll be playing her basketball at Wayne State. We've seen a couple of future Wayne State Wildcats. J.J. Black of Elkhorn Valley will a future teammate of hers. Great pass. Underneath, that's McKenna Betty. Off the feed from Land.
Yeah, Betty, I think, as I mentioned, I think she'll be important in this game. You've got to be able to score in that post.
I don't think the shot clock's going to be an issue in this one.
No.
Lou. Quick shot at the other end. Rebound to Land.
I might have to stop the game and change shoes.
It might not get down to 20, the shot clock. Camry slowing it down a bit here in our first quarter, brought to you by John Henry's. Their family, serving yours. Minden is slowing things down a bit. Land finds some room. Oh, followed the shot. Bounced right to her, and she'll head to the line. Kinsey Land draws the second foul on Rottenberg. That's big.
Absolutely. And Kinsey Land is another senior. That's one thing Rottenberger is going to learn is when to go for those blocks and when not to. You didn't really need that one. She had a point-blank look. You don't want to risk a foul and a three-point play. But Land gets that rebound and takes it right to the bucket. Exactly what you want to do. Attack off the dribble, attack off rebounds, and take that ball strong to the basket.
Rottenberg sits in favor of Izzy Yakeley now. Will essentially be their point. They do get smaller when she's on the bench. Ashlyn Miller comes in as the foul is drawn. Miller, a 6-foot sophomore.
Foul's on Starkey. Roth gets up, rubbing her thigh there and limping a little bit. Now she's gonna come out, and no, she's gonna stay in the ball game.
Abby Crabtree checking into the game as well. She runs point. Who threw it away. Pass too tall. It goes out of bounds, and Minden will take over.
And tight games, you expect this one to be tight. Teams that take care of the basketball generally win.
Camry into the front court. Up top, looking for Jorgensen. And a travel call. Jorgensen had to go down and get it. And on the rollover, turned it over. 9-8 Minden on our scoreboard. Brought to you in part by Faith Regional Physician Services. When hard work hits you hard, have faith. Also by Currency. Does your business need help financing big-ticket items? Currency's here to help. Visit gocurrency.com for details. In traffic, somehow able to kick out to Jorgensen. Floats one up and down. Points off the pine for Milford. They're back on top, and it's turned right back over.
Now, first of all, the drive by Roth. Now, here's the basket before, or after, actually. But Roth was able to, even though it kind of forced the drive, was strong enough to go down and get the ball after it was knocked away and kick it out to your teammate who was able to get a quality shot. Now, the turnover gives Milford the ball right back.
Jorgensen. Now Crabtree. Looking for the lob, too tall. Turned over Emery the steal.
It's Rautenberg at 6'3". That's who you're throwing it to there, right? She goes and gets it. Not Miller, not quite as athletic.
And one at the other end. Minden staying aggressive. Mila Emery, the junior, will look for three the hard way.
There's no question right now that the Whippets their game plan is to be aggressive and attack the paint, take the ball to the basket, and create an advantage at the free throw line.
Foul called on Yakeley. Her first. Free throw good. Back and forth we go in the early going. The semifinal, the winner gets Lincoln Christian tomorrow in the C1 title game. Milford, a Final Four competitor for the first time in school history. But they want more. Lob to no one in particular. Minden's got numbers the other way. Lob to Camry. Got two defenders to blow by her. That's great control on the right block.
Yeah, they worked that very well. Under control. We talk about playing fast, but play fast under control. That's what the Whippets did there off the steal. Look to get out and get an advantage in transition.
Camry with 4. Minden now with their largest lead. Crabtree. Nice pass off the drive. Finds Miller on the right block, and Milford back within 2.
One thing with Crabtree coming off the bench is you got another player that can handle the basketball, that can play that point guard spot. That was an excellent drive and dish.
Coach Roth says she's their energy off the bench. She's got an endless motor. Boy, what a drive at the other end by Emery. Emery has come to play this morning.
Yeah, again, an aggressive drive. Every time down, Minden just on attack mode off the dribble.
Back to Crabtree. Skip back to Yakeley. Wants 3, can't get the roll. Land clears it, and back come the Whippets. Camry steps past 2 defenders. Deceptively quick, Lou.
Yeah.
She's able to get past defenders pretty easily.
Yeah, a lot of players try that, and they create a foul or they lose the basketball. That was a great job just creasing those defenders and getting through for an easy bucket.
Entry pass taken away again. Emery off and running. Crabtree got back. Emery too strong. Rebound still alive. Milford's got it. Oldfield up ahead, Yakeley. Mishandled, out of bounds. It'll stay with Milford. Back into the game for Minden comes Kaylin Jorgensen, while Ayla Roth returns for Milford.
I think we watched this quarterfinal games. You felt like Milford was probably the stronger, more aggressive team, and it's been Minden here in the first quarter.
Similar to how they started against SCOTUS.
Yeah. That game by 13 at halftime, and
it's a good drive and kick, 3 off the front iron. And the rebound to Minden. Minden has done a much better job rebounding the basketball, even with Milford so far.
Nice effort there on that rebound by Starkey, just to sky up there and get that one.
Foul called on Milford. They get Oldfield trying to fight through the screen. That's her first. And his team 5th, so Minden's headed to the line. In the bonus for the final 44 seconds.
About 44 seconds to go, and Minden chance to get 20-point quarter. That's outstanding.
First one up and good. This is an offense that can get some points. They put 70 on Adams Central. They put 62 on Gothenburg. You talk about a weird game on the schedule. They beat Gothenburg 62-28.
Wow. Well, you look at Milford, too, defensively. You know, Cozad, they only gave up 21 points, 29 to Sandy Creek, 39 to Pierce. It was a tough game against Pierce, but only gave up 39 points. So this team doesn't give up a lot of points.
Now Milford working out of the corner. Cross court, dangerous pass, well read. 2-on-1 for Minden. The right side lob, great job by Rolfe to get back.
Yeah, read that play well. Got hustled back and made the steal.
Shot clock not a going concern. Yakeley, right side. Off the up fake. Yakeley wants 3. Rebound Minden. They can hurry and get a shot. Camry wants it. Across the timeline at the buzzer, no. But Minden's offense found a pretty good rhythm. Through one, it's the Whippets 12, Milford Eagles 20-12. Minden with the lead. Back after this, you're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Hi, I'm Jake. I grew up with a great relationship with God. After high school, I became selfish and put my own desires before God. I struggled with alcohol and lust, and the devil had a tight grip on me. My life was full of darkness, and I was on the verge of losing my family. Thankfully, I chose God as my higher power, and through treatment, amended my relationship with God and my family. If you are struggling, contact your local pastor or priest, or call 402-379-2030.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years. And by See the Trainer, with locations in Columbus, Lincoln, Omaha, Bellevue, and North Platte.
Second quarter here at Pinnacle Bank Arena, brought to you by Steve Carper and the crew at O Street Carpet. Shayla Rottenberg back on the floor. She missed much of the first with foul trouble, and Minden has taken advantage with a 20-12 lead.
And you got to play smart as a freshman here and not pick up that quick third foul.
Open triple from the wing, followed up nicely by the shooter. That's Kinsey Land. In the corner, that one left short. And rebound to Oldfield. Oldfield up ahead. Rottenberg got position and one. Shayla Rottenberg off the feed from Oldfield will look for three the hard way.
Oldfield got the ball and pushed it up very quickly. It almost looked like she forced the pass a little bit. Rottenberg able to catch that and then score. Here's a chance for a three-point play.
Gets it to go. Rottenberg, a very good free throw shooter. As we take a look at it again, the foul called on McKenna Betty. So back to a 5-point game. Floater, short, foul on the rebound. Milford going double big, Lou, right now with Miller and Rottenberg, those two 6-footers. That's tough.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, look across this Minden team again. They're a tall team. I think this team is different. This Milford team is different with Rottenberg out on the floor. They're just really on both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively, with that 6'3" frame. It gives them that extra option.
Ashlyn Miller was called for the foul, her first. Now Milford trying to make this a one-possession game again. Looking for Miller over two defenders. Got the shooter's roll.
Well, Miller with a left-handed shot on that. Had a double post offense there, and Miller was one that got the basketball and finished.
Camry surveying. Inside it goes. Now back out. Tripped up to Camry. Lost it out of bounds. Minden will keep.
I'd like to see Minden continue what they did in that first quarter and be aggressive, especially off the dribble. You certainly want to try to get Rottenberg in foul trouble, get that third foul, and force her into being a spectator.
Land. Taking on two defenders. 2 on the shot clock to beat the buzzer. They found McKenna Betty. She's got 5.
First of all, really good execution by Minden, and then Rottenberg also just went straight up and down, didn't try to block the shot. That's smart play by the freshman.
Tough pass to Miller. Somehow she gets it. Finds the trailer. That's Rottenberg, and she'll head to the line. Rottenberg. Only saw 2 free throws in the quarterfinals. Missed both of them, but she's been good so far today. That foul called on Betty is her second. So you've got the 6-foot senior heading to the bench.
Yep. This Milford defense really good in that game against Arlington. Held Britt Nielsen, a really good player for Arlington, for 1 of 11 shooting in that game. They only shot 26%, did Arlington.
Outlet pass a little too tall. So it'll go back to Milford.
Well, Minden has largely been under control in this ball game.
Just their 4th turnover.
Yep. They have not, but they're going to take those chances from time to time. They're going to try to push the ball down the floor when they have the opportunity.
Yakeley kicks it over right side. Our halftime show coming up. That brought to you by Visit Kearney. Find it all in Kearney. That 3 short. Battle for the rebound. Still loose. Rottenberg's got it and cleans it up. Well, sometimes you don't have to be tall to get a rebound. Picks that one up off the floor, and Milford's back within 2.
Sometimes you just got to be in the right place at the right time. Unfortunate for Minden. Looked like they had that defensive rebound, and the ball ends up in the hands of Rottenberg for an easy one.
Camry draws 2, finds the shooter. Too strong. Boy, that looked good. Rottenberg another board. Milford quickly the other way. Roth. Picked up by Camry. That's a fun matchup. Minden in a 2-3 zone, but they're really shading on Rottenberg, and that leaves Yakeley open for three. Milford back on top, and Minden's got to talk it over. We'll take a timeout as well. Izzy Yakeley. You can put all the attention you want on the freshman. Don't forget the senior. Milford up 1. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Insurance for us is a big deal. You know, you've got property and equipment and materials and people and workers' comp and things like that. It's a size large deal to keep your arms around that, to make sure that you're insured and properly and to manage your risk. They understand that we're going to keep expanding our business, which means more volume, which means more insurance, more equipment, more everything, and ways to lower our operating costs.
I'm Jenny Last with AgriCity Insurance, protecting what we grow today and
Well, we mentioned that Rottenberg makes such a difference. You see Yakeley there from the corner. Well, that started inside, the inside-out play. Rottenberg creates such a mismatch inside of that 6-3. You've got great shooters like Yakeley out there that can knock down threes. That changes the way they run that offense and makes them so much better.
Yakeley with the 3 has Milford on top. They've trailed by as much as 8. Minden can't answer from deep. Rebound tracked down by Roth. Here comes Milford. In the corner, Yakeley again. She's feeling it. Izzy Yakeley's got 9. Milford, their largest lead.
Yakeley, the sharpshooter. Another one from downtown. She is on fire.
At the other end, going right at Rottenberg. Shot altered but not blocked. And now Milford wasting no time. It's Roth from the left side. Eagles on a flurry. They've scored 8 straight.
Well, that's what Roth does so well. Take that ball in the open floor. Make great decisions. Took that one all the way to the basket.
Correction, a 9-0 run. Milford's made their last 3. Meanwhile, Minden going on 2.5 minutes with no points.
The Whippet's got to attack now. Get the ball in the paint and go at the shot blocker.
Long 3. Rottenberg the board. That's rebound number 3 for her. Boy, Roth, the track star, can't stay in front of her, and Milford's rolling. Minden needs another timeout. We'll take one as well. The Milford Eagles have scored 13 in a row. Ayla Roth into your living room. Eagles up 8. This is News Channel Nebraska.
A body in motion stays in motion until you feel that muscle tighten, that sharp pain you didn't expect, and suddenly you're stopped in your tracks. KRT helps you get back in action with all natural pain relief in just minutes. Don't get sidelined by muscle cramps. Stay in the game with KRT.
Lou, basketball is not a one-person sport, but one person can make a big difference. And with Rottenberg on the floor as opposed to off the floor, Milford is a completely different team.
Absolutely. We just mentioned about the inside game and how that creates the defense to collapse a little bit. You got to worry about that 6'3" frame and Rottenberg's athleticism, and she's a good passer out of that. And then, there you go. Get up and get one.
Lou, Milford is plus 16 in the minutes Rottenberg's been on the floor today.
Wow, that's great. And we haven't even mentioned her defensive contributions.
Miller, tough shot, follows it up, though. Offensive rebound.
Uh-oh.
There's Rottenberg drawing 2. Fouled on the floor. Poor Caitlin Jorgensen doing everything she can facing the wrong way. Watch this.
Yeah, that's tough.
I mean, good effort, honestly.
That's how I used to play defense. But Yakeley was open again. She's asking for it. Got the hot hand. But
that time Roth found a step. Milford up double figures.
Roth is unstoppable right now off that dribble. You got to get in front of her and force her to pass the basketball. They have not been able to shut her down, and she's getting all the way to the bucket.
Roth with 6 all this quarter. 15 unanswered for Milford. Land. Off the window. They needed that one.
Yeah, big time.
Land with 4. Stick around, folks, for the halftime show. We'll take a look at our halftime highlights brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers, also by Roe Buick in Grand Island and Aurora. Yakeley, they left her open again. Whew. Can't do that, Lou. You cannot leave Izzy Yakeley open in the corner.
Yakeley was posted up over there in that corner, and Minden was in a 1-3-1. That's a weak spot, and talk about a strength. Yakeley she is in fuego right now. My goodness.
4 of 7 from deep. She's got 12. Turned over again.
Roth just going to walk the ball down, set up your offense here. Whether it's playing fast or playing, slow down a little bit in the half court, they've been very, very good in this quarter.
Eagles have made 7 of their last 8. This is an 18-2 run. What a pass. Rottenberg draws 3, doesn't care. Oh, my, is Milford cooking right now.
And that catch, and then, to go up in traffic without traveling there is a great job by the freshman.
Now Minden just looking for an answer. Credit Roth, by the way, with a great assist on that last play.
Yeah, that was a post-entry pass that your big player can catch.
Emery's off the mark. Rottenberg the rebound. Back comes Milford. Two on the ball. They look for Miller, left side. Rottenberg, offensive board. Tied up. It'll stay with Milford. She's talented. She's a freshman, Lou, but we talk about it all the time. The mistake brought the ball down.
Yep. A part of that was just gathering the basketball as opposed to facing the basket, where you see players sometimes bring the ball down.
And lost her balance a little bit there. Now Rottenberg will get a well-deserved break. Roth wants 3. Scramble for the rebound. It's Minden out with it. McKenna Starkey.
Whippets would love to have something here. I mean, all the momentum right now is on the Eagles' side.
Final minute. Knocked out. Stays with Minden. But Minden's offense, 20 points in the first quarter, 4 in the second. Make it 6, maybe 7. Mila Emery. Good, strong drive, and she'll look for 3 the hard way.
Well, that first quarter, they were finding so many quality shots like this one, and they were really attacking the paint. And Milford's been able to shut that down here in the second quarter until now.
Free throws good, back to a 10-point game.
You'd love that. A 3-point play gets you within 10. Milford likely going to play for 1.
Minden sending 2 to the ball. Garden out high in that 2-3 zone. They get the call from Coach Roth as Milford and set it up. Here's Crabtree. Out of Horns. To the right. Kicks to Roth. Open in the corner. Left it short. Battle for the rebound. Crabtree's got it and gets it. To beat the buzzer. Abby Crabtree. And as we head to the break, it's Milford. An incredible second quarter. Second effort, getting it done. Eagles up 12, halftime show next. This is News Channel Nebraska.
At the racetrack or the rat race around town, fuel matters. Here, customers can expect the highest quality fuel that they deserve.
Halftime here at PBA. Milford on top of Minden at the break. Minden has a little bit of work to try and claim their first state title in girls basketball. But who exactly is Minden? Well, they're the Whippets. Not a lot of high school teams called the Whippets. So you might be wondering, what on earth is a Whippet? Well, if you've ever followed Florida Man on Twitter, you've probably made the same joke about what the mascot is. Well, what it is it's a small, smooth-coated dog, which originated in England in the mid-19th century. Sort of like a smaller greyhound, but with better visual acuity. In the Victorian era, it was known for snapping up prey, like rabbits, rats, I don't know about eagles. And in 1891, the Whippet was officially recognized by the Kennel Club. It was brought to the U.S. by English mill owners, primarily in Massachusetts. So how on earth did a small central Nebraska high school in Kearney County get named after an English dog breed? Well, the short answer is it didn't. According to Principal Don Hosick, the team was actually not named after the dog, even though that's now its mascot. It was named after a car model that only lasted about 5 years. The Whippet, made by Willys Overland. Students really liked the car brand. There were a couple different car dealerships in town that were very supportive of the idea, so they decided to make the move. They went from being the Goats to the Whippets. Now they've got to race out ahead and try and maybe do a little bit of tinkering themselves at halftime to get out in front of Milford in the second half. We'll take a break. Be back with more state tournament basketball after this on News Channel Nebraska.
Champions are crowned each year in Lincoln. All of us at Visit Lincoln welcome the athletes, families, and fans from across Nebraska to our community. When the final whistle blows and the game ends, make sure to discover how Lincoln can make your stay even more memorable. Stop by the Visitor Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket or visit us on the web at lincoln.org. Visit Lincoln is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
State basketball on NCN is brought to you by Heritage at Fountain Point, redefining senior living with a steadfast commitment to comfort, compassion, and dignity. Agri-City Insurance, protecting what you grow. And by Family Physical Therapy and Sports Center, getting you back in the game. If you love live sports, you'll love News Channel Nebraska. Live sports from every region of the state. Football, volleyball, basketball, baseball, soccer, bowling, and even six-man football. If Nebraska kids play it, we air it. Small-town high schools with big hometown pride. Support local kids, support local schools, support Nebraska. Watch NCN Sports every week. State basketball on NCN is brought to you by Roe Buick in Grand Island and Roe Chevy in Aurora. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
(39-27) at the break. Milford leading over Minden alongside Lou Siefker. I'm Eric McKay, coming to you live from Pinnacle Bank Arena. An incredible facility, Lou. Almost as incredible as you can find in the state of Nebraska. But this spring will be a pretty good facility opening up as well. The Kearney Sportsplex, owned by the city of Kearney, opening this spring. Lou, they will have a 59,000 square foot gym with room for 3,000 plus spectators for high school basketball, volleyball tournaments. You can put 20 plus wrestling mats. I gotta believe Kearney's going to be a player for state tournament events in the future, and the Kearney Sportsplex will be a big reason why.
No question about it. You know, we've been talking about this all basketball season. After these games, after the state tournament's over, I'm going to pitch a tent. I'm going to go down there. I'm going to camp out in front of the Kearney Sportsplex. I want to be the first one in there. Spring of 2025, is it spring yet? I mean, come on, let's have some spring and let's get the Kearney Sportsplex open.
Banging on the front door. Give me my pickleball. It's located right off of I-80, the Kearney Sportsplex, year-round, climate-controlled. That's key. A multi-use premier athletic facility accommodating youth and adult sports tournaments, camps, leagues, and recreational programs. Well, we'll key up the halftime highlights here and talk a little bit about a first half that's a tale of two quarters, Lou.
Yeah.
The first quarter was all Minden, the second all Milford. These halftime highlights brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. Also brought to you by Roe Buick in Grand Island and Aurora. Lou, Minden was controlling things early on, but again, it's not all about one player. But you have to spotlight the fact that the one player for Milford that we're talking about, Shayla Rottenberg, Milford was plus 21 in the minutes that she was on the floor, and Minden extended the lead with plays like that while Rottenberg was on the bench.
Yeah, she got 2 quick fouls in that first quarter, had to sit down for a while. This was a different team. You could see it. They weren't as crisp offensively, and Minden was able to score in the paint more often with Rottenberg out than when she comes back in. It's a different story altogether. 27-7 in Milford's favor in that second quarter. That was quite a run, and a lot of it had to do certainly with Roth and her ability to take the ball all the way to the basket, but Rottenberg's presence out there made a lot of those things possible.
Izzy Yakeley's the one who leads all scorers. You saw her there. She was 4 of 7 from the long line with 12 points in the first half. And Minden able to get some points before the end of the half. This was a big three-point play that they needed. Ended a 20-2 run. But Milford 27-7 in that second quarter. And they're up 12. Minden, Lou, we talked about it at the break. The strategy probably going to be pretty simple. Take it right at Rottenberg, try to get her in foul trouble again.
Yeah, I think that's what you have to do. Minden did a very good job in the first quarter attacking in the paint, taking the ball to the basket. And you got to challenge Rottenberg. There was one instance there where one of the Minden players, I don't remember which one it was, had the ball in the post and went up and scored. Rottenberg went straight up and down, did not try to block the shot, didn't pick up the third foul. A smart play for the freshman. But I think you've got to challenge, those seniors have to challenge the freshman, try to get her in that foul trouble and make Rottenberg a spectator instead of that dominant force in the middle that she has been really through her entire freshman year.
Meanwhile, for Minden offensively, Emery leading the way. She's got 10 points. She was very good. Maddie Camry held to 6 points. She did not miss a shot. She was a little bit quiet in the second quarter. 39-27, Milford with the lead. Second half coming up. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
5 Points Bank brings communities together. Points Bank, better community, better life.
Zollner Ford in Beatrice has options to make the process of buying or maintaining vehicles easy and enjoyable. If you have your sights on a new vehicle, a member of our sales team would love to show it to you in the warmth of our showroom or bring it right to your driveway. For maintenance, we offer a few options to make service appointments convenient, like free pickup and delivery within 25 miles of Beatrice, including all of Lincoln. We can also come to you with our mobile service unit to help quickly get going again. Zollner Ford in Beatrice. Sales and service with a smile.
The halftime show is proudly presented by Visit Kearney. Find it all in Kearney.
Your life can change with one heartbeat, and that was mine. Pregnant at 16, scared, and wondering how my mother would react was terrifying. This is Selma. I made the right decision. I can't imagine if I would have ended this beautiful life. Your baby is a person that deserves their life and your love. Adelina has filled my life with tremendous joy. There are difficult times, it's a life changer, but I wouldn't have had it any other way. My faith is my strength. You are not alone. Call your local pastor to talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Speedy Mart. When you have to fuel your journey and feed the crew, whether it's many or a few, Speedy Mart is fresh, ready, super clean, and convenient.
Here, customers can expect the highest quality fuel that they deserve.
And when you make a pit stop, it's gotta be fast. Easy in, easy out. Speedy Mart for the win.
Liberty First Credit Union. It's for you. You live in Nebraska or the surrounding states? Then it's for you. Want to earn cash back on your transactions? Then it's for you. Are you ready to start banking with purpose? Then Liberty First Credit Union? It's for you. We're not your typical credit union. We support you with personalized banking that's open to everyone. Start banking with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. We're for you.
Getting set to start the second half. It's Milford with the 39-27 lead over Minden alongside Lou Siefker. I'm Eric McKay. Milford played probably the best quarter they've played all season, I would bet. A 27-7 second quarter, and Minden finds themselves in the same situation. Gothenburg found themselves trailing and 0 for everything from beyond the arc. 0 for 6 from 3 for Minden. You know, not necessarily their game, a 29% three-point shooting unit, but they're going to need some of those to fall to come back.
Yeah, you're going to have to knock down some threes. I think, Milford put a clinic on offensively. They scored at every level. They were obviously Yakeley knocking down threes and Roth dribble drives. You got a couple of post players in there that played pretty well. Certainly Rautenberg, we talked about her, but Miller played well also.
Pat Jansen spoke with both head coaches. Pat, what did they have to say about how things went in the first half?
Guys, I talked to both coaches coming out of the halftime locker room. Bryce Roth from Milford said really the difference in that second quarter was the defense locked in and they got the ball inside. He says his team has to maintain composure and not get rushed. Meanwhile, Taylor Mulsby from Minden said really his team just stopped getting back on defense and stopped rebounding. He said if they can do both of those things, they can chip away at the lead and get back in the ball game. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Pat. Meanwhile, off the broken play, Rautenberg cleans it up. Already 12.6 rebounds for the freshman.
That pass was forced, and somehow Rautenberg ends up with it and able to go up and score.
Camry rattles at home. They're going to need her to, I think, maybe be a bit more selfish offensively in the second half.
She has got to find that shot. That was exactly what they needed right there. A quick jumper from Emery. You got to get this offense jump started a little bit.
Is there a defender here at State that can stay in front of Ayla Roth one-on-one? She has such a burst. Gets past Camry here, draws the foul, and heads to the line.
I don't know, maybe Dennis Rodman or somebody. I don't know. I don't know who's going to defend Roth any better.
The foul called on Starkey. That's her third. So right away, Minden's got to go to the bench. Starkey sitting down.
It depends on how this third quarter goes, how quickly Starkey gets back in the game.
Roth splits the pair. She's got 7. Milford's got 42. That's good for a 13-point lead on the two-seeded Whippets. They screen for Emery. Shot blocked. Now Milford's off and running the other way. Short-armed. I think Camry might have got a piece of that one. Now Minden in trouble. They'll call timeout. We'll take one as well. Whippets down 13 with the ball. This is News Channel Nebraska.
We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do. Just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
Good defense here in transition. Maddie Camry gets just a piece of that Taylor Oldfield lay-in. Now Minden will have the ball out of the timeout, trailing 13 alongside Lou Siefker. I'm Eric McKay.
I think Minden's got to do a good job rebounding the basketball here. Maybe give yourself a chance for a couple of putbacks, but continue to attack in that paint as you did in that first quarter.
Jorgensen off from 3. Well, the rebound off the foot of a Milford player, now tied up. Possession arrow will give it to Milford. Here in our third quarter, which is brought to you by Yankton Medical Clinic, Norfolk location. Choose the medical clinic your friends recommend. 5-star, patient-rated, Dr. Harper and Spanel. Plus, their specialists building a Norfolk legacy, one patient at a time.
And Minden's got 5 more free throws than does Milford. And some of that's from that first quarter being aggressive.
Now Roth. Oh, my. Nothing but the bottom. Ayla Roth in double figures.
Wow. Is there anything Milford can't do offensively?
Now their largest lead at 16. Camry draws damage. She'll head to the line. Maddie Camry has not missed a shot today. The problem for Minden, she's only shot 4 of them.
Yeah, that is the problem. Camry's player average is about 17 a game. Can't wait to see her at Wayne State.
Foul called on Ayla Roth, her second.
Probably a lot of C1 players that can't wait to see her at Wayne State.
Yeah, she's been a terror for quite a while for Minden. Great offensive and defensive player. Makes them both. Coach Malsby outlined when I was talking to him this week just how quick she is. And we talked about it's deceptive. She just glides so well through defenses.
Yeah, good athletes make it look that way, make it look easy.
Good pass by Rottenberg. That's a tough shot. And a foul on the rebound going to be called. Is that Rottenberg? It is. That's her third.
Okay, now see if she's going to sit down. Looks like she's going to sit down for a while. We'll see how that changes the game. And I think even with her in there, you be aggressive if you're Minden. We just saw that Camry get a couple free throws. It's one way to get back in this game. Be physical, get to the free throw line, maybe get some other players to get in some foul trouble, but they have not made a three-point shot in this ball game.
Got 0 for 7 from the land of the 3. Now Camry looking down low, takes it herself, empty corner. What a step through. She'll head to the line. You know, that Euro step, there are players that make that look a lot easier than it is.
Yeah.
She made that look effortless.
I see it here. Step through into contact.
That's perfectly done. Foul on Miller, her second. So you got Miller with 2, Rottenberg with 3.
Players like her that make that look easy. I made layups look hard.
Camry splits the pair at the line. Rebound finds its way to Miller, and then she walks with it.
Yep. She was trying to get an outlet pass and then changed her mind and took that extra step. This is now Minden's chance here a little bit, down 13. Rottenberg on the bench right now. Can you make a run here, get back in this?
Camry to trigger. Finds the curler in the corner. That's Emery. Tough shot over 2 defenders. Offensive rebound, though. That's Starkey back in the game. Her second bucket.
Starkey cut through the lane and was wide open. They missed her, but able to stay around there and get that ball and get that bucket. Only 11-point game right now.
Good ball movement. There's Yakeley. Left it short. Rebound to Betty.
Well, that's news. Yakeley missed a three-point shot.
She had made 3 in a row prior to that one.
You're making them from that corner. Maybe that's where you need to post her up and give her a chance from next time.
Right side, Starkey looking down low. Nice movement away from the ball. Emery's got 12.
Well, here we go. Minden. Rautenberg's going to come back in here. But they're making a mini run.
Roth kicks to Miller. Dribbles past 2 defenders, in and out. Boy, that was a tough shot. It's going to go to Minden. And so Rottenberg will check back in, as will Abby Crabtree, who hit the buzzer beater to end the first half. We'll see if that means some instant offense here for Milford. Minden's now scored 7 straight to get it back within 9. Betty sets the screen. Emery. They backed off where she passes to the cutter. That's Starkey over Rottenberg.
Good penetrate, kick it off to Starkey for the lay-in.
Milford's got to talk it over. We'll take a timeout as well. 9 straight for Minden. They're back within 9. Here come the Whippets. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
State basketball and NCN is brought to you by Unity Eye Centers, your provider of choice for complete vision care for all ages. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Minden student section going to work. Sorry, that's the Milford student section. The purple team, their fans. The drive and kick. All right, that's one. I mixed up the two. That's my one. They try to get it to Rottenberg down low, doubled, out of bounds. It'll go back to Milford.
I was just afraid I was going to say Minnesota at some point during this broadcast. And there I just did. The Minden team, they're doing a lot of things that you can do to come back. They're 10 of 14 from the free throw line. Their shooting has improved now to 47%. The one thing they haven't done is they're 0 for 7 from three-point land. And compared to 6 of 16 for Milford, that's kind of been the difference.
There's the corner. Yakeley off the mark. Offensive rebound, Miller. Drops it from the left side. Miller with 6. That ends the 9-0 run.
Yeah, Miller has been productive in her time on the floor. Gets that one to fall.
It had been 2:40 since Milford's last bucket. Back to a 9-point lead. In deep, pivot foot slid, and it goes back to Milford. Just the 7th turnover.
Both teams with 7, so neither team really has turned it over much. Minden's going to throw some full court pressure.
That's dangerous with the kind of speed that Milford has. Roth into the front court. Beautiful pass.
Wow.
Miller leaked behind it, back to a double-digit lead.
Well, first of all, Miller ran the floor well and got in position, but what a pass by Roth. That's just fantastic play. She's such a good point guard.
Her 6th assist. Block, Rottenberg, her 4th. Sent Camry's shot back. Yakeley wants 3. Ooh. In and out. Boy, that looked good. Yeah, Camry the rebound. Coach Ballsby telling his team, get out and run. Back they come. Stripped on her way up. Minden will inbound.
Roth got back there in defense. Starkey runs the floor as well as anybody. That's a great job to get it out there. Watch Roth, though, the defense bring hand down and slap that ball away. As long as you get the ball, you're good. That's a great defensive play there by Roth.
Camry draws 2. Now Emery, the team's leading scorer today. Surveying. Kicks to Starkey. Still stymied from beyond the arc. Minden now 0 for 8. And Milford's back it off a little bit, too.
Yeah.
Yakeley in the corner. Not surprisingly, she draws a crowd. Entry pass denial. Back to Crabtree. She's fouled. Two seed on the ropes here. 2 seed trailing in Class D1 as well. They're in the 3rd quarter. Cedar Catholic up on Elm Creek, 26-25. Potentially an upset there as Milford looks to keep the potential upset going here. Tipped out, stays with the Eagles. After that 9-0 run, Minden's now gone 2+ without a point.
Yeah, now's the time you really got to kind of crank it up. Under 2 to go in the 3rd quarter, you're down 11. You want to close this quarter on a high note.
Roth. What a pass. Open 3, good. Oh, my goodness. Yakeley hit it, but what a pass by Roth.
Roth has she's just an assist machine out there. And boy, Yakeley has had a great shooting afternoon or morning, whatever it is.
Camry will head to the line to shoot 3, much to the chagrin of the Milford faithful. That one called on Crabtree, her second. Izzy Yakeley, 5 of 11 for 3. In and out. You know, historically, it's Minden that's used to seeing three-point performances like that. The Kissinger sisters each had 7 in a game. But they have not made one yet today.
That might be the one thing Minden is lacking, is that great three-point shooter.
Yeah.
Maybe you get a Kissinger to come up and play. This is a quality team, this Minden team.
I mean, they're making about 2/3 of their two-pointers. 14 to 24. They just cannot hit from distance.
They found it in the paint, but it's been Milford from downtown.
Yakeley. Good denial. They say last touch by Rottenberg. That's a nice play by Minden. Knocked out of bounds by Kaylee Carr.
Well, with all the great shooting from downtown from Milford, it's still only a 12-point game.
Yeah.
Minden is still in this thing. We saw in the last ball game a great comeback. Gothenburg looked like to be out of it, came back and really made a great finish against Lincoln Christian. We'll see if Minden can do this as well.
Down low, too strong, battle for the rebound. It'll go Milford's way. Coach Roth taking Rottenberg out for the final minute. Doesn't want her to pick up a cheap fourth.
That's probably a good idea here.
Ayla Roth, 10 points, 6 assists today. Roth drawing 3 defenders. The court vision, the extra pass. Now Oldfield. Oh my, what a find. What a pass to Miller. This Milford team is fun to watch when they're cooking like this.
Well, we've seen it so many times. Great teams like this pass the ball well, and they rejoice in getting teammates involved.
Now Oldfield the steal. Taken away. Mad scramble. Minden's got it up ahead. Numbers. Oh, they missed it. Following it up. Filling it up. And drawing the foul, McKenna Starkey. She's had a tough shooting day, but gets that one to go when Minden really needed it.
And playing a little hot potato there. Nobody really wanted it. And Starkey gets open.
And that's one way to get extra points. You miss the first shot, you get the rebound, and then get fouled on the second one. 3-point play here coming for Starkey.
Can't complete it, though. Rottenberg the rebound. The foul was called on Yakeley, her first. Milford maintaining the 12-point lead. Shot clock not an issue. Roth. Oldfield. Blows past 2 defenders. Can't get it to go. And that's the end of the third quarter. But since the end of the first, it's been all Milford. The Eagles up 12 as we head to the fourth. That's next. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
This broadcast is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or good-to-go convenience stores today. See the trainer. Need relief from pain or support for recovery? Don't see just anyone. See the trainer. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln. Proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
This is Emily with Family Physical Therapy at our Fountain Point location. Family Physical Therapy offers physical, occupational, and speech therapy. Our therapists are highly trained and certified in a variety of techniques, offering individualized care designed specifically to meet your needs. Our patients are welcome to a friendly environment, and our therapists are driven by their patients succeeding and meeting their goals. Family Physical Therapy proudly serving various locations throughout central and northeast Nebraska. Our goal is to get you back to work, back to play, back to life.
Fourth quarter brought to you by Visit Lincoln. See and experience all that Lincoln has to offer. Discover more at Lincoln.org. It is always a roller coaster ride at the state tournament. But who's the one that's going to be enjoying the ride more when it comes to an end today? Minden with the ball down 12. They have trailed for much of this game since the first quarter. Alongside Lou Seifker, I'm Eric McKay.
Really like this starting lineup for Milford, and the way they played today is Roth, Oldfield, Yakeley, Rautenberg, and Miller. That sounds like a law firm.
It really does. Milford has outscored Minden 42-22 since the end of the first quarter.
But Minden still in this game.
And they finally get one to go from deep. Their first making 9 attempts. Kinsey Land has 7. It's a 9-point game. Quickly the other way, shot missed, Minden the board.
Well, they were lucky that time. Roth missed that shot. You've got to stop that dribble penetration. She's just been able to really drive the ball deep into the lane and get either quality shots or passes. Minden's lucky that shot was missed.
Starkey thought 3, thought better of it. Instead takes on Rautenberg with the left hand. 7-point game.
What a great drive by Starkey.
And a timeout called by Milford. We'll take one as well. Minden not going away. 7-point game. McKenna Starkey in double figures. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
Well, there is a reason they're the 2 seed, right? Minden not going to go down without a fight. They're back within 7 alongside Lou Seifker. I'm Eric McKay. Milford with the ball. Out of the timeout. Roth splitting 2. There it is again. That time they brought 2 to the ball. It didn't matter. She missed. Rautenberg didn't. Rautenberg hasn't today. Perfect 6 of 6 from the field.
That's the problem, again, with Milford. He's got that size with Rautenberg that can clean up missed shots.
Long rebound out of bounds, stays with Minden. Camry trying that quick 3. Again, the three-pointer just has not been there for Minden today. Starkey. Camry looking inside. Hey, stick around after the game, folks. We'll talk to our player of the game. That interview brought to you by Heritage at Fountain Point and by Roe Buick in Grand Island and Aurora. Long rebound off the miss by Emery. Found the opening. Too strong on the shot. Another chance. And heading to the line is Kinsey Land. And that's Rautenberg's 4th.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's on Rautenberg. So now she's in foul trouble. Still 6 minutes to go. We've seen the difference in Milford when she is on the bench. That could be a gigantic play in this ballgame, especially if you can now get her to pick up a 5th foul. But I love the effort that the Whippets showed on that possession. They would not be denied.
Lou, Minden is plus 14 in the minutes that Rautenberg has been on the bench.
Yeah, that's huge.
And she's on the bench right now. Back to a 7-point game. There goes Roth. 3. What do? She is too good at the point. Ayla Roth with her 7th assist. Milford going to game plan. They're up 9, trying to finish it off and go to their first ever state championship game. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Start your next journey with Woodhouse. Our commitment extends beyond just selling cars. We offer an unparalleled car buying experience that allows you to shop and buy all online. Explore an array of new brands, makes, and models, as well as our large selection of pre-owned vehicles. And it's easy to get started today with our streamlined purchasing process online, granting you the freedom to secure your next vehicle anytime, anywhere. Discover a better way to buy with Woodhouse.
Ayla Roth, the 5'9" senior, the second leading scorer in Milford girls basketball history. But today, it's been her ability to distribute that's been the difference. 7 assists for the future Concordia basketball star, and Milford's back up 9.
Her ability to pass the ball, but also to dribble, penetrate, get shots, whether it's for herself or for her teammates, they cannot keep her out of the lane.
Looking down low. That time Roth called for the foul. It'll be Starkey heading to the line for 2.
Now Minden's got to make free throws here. They've done a good job. They've had 20 free throws. This is number 21 coming. They're 14 of 20 from the free throw line. Usually that's enough to win games. That one unfortunately misses.
By contrast, Milford has only attempted 5 free throws today.
Yeah. Now Minden, as we mentioned before, a big starting group. 5'10" across the board and a 6-footer.
Oh, she missed them both.
Oh, that's
there
tough.
for the rebound is Yakeley. So still a 9-point game.
We got to get some help here. There you go.
Yakeley across the timeline to Oldfield. Good hustle by Minden. Eagles will inbound. Boy, this is why I'm glad I'm not a coach. If you're Bryce Roth, how long do you leave Rottenberg on the bench?
You just got to see how. I probably would try to do it till about the 4-minute mark, if possible.
Crabtree. Ooh, dangerous lob, handled though. Oldfield wants 3. Rebound to Kinsey Land, her 7th board.
Looks like Rottenberg's going to come in the next dead ball. They're not going to wait too much longer.
Starkey, she's had a nice second half. Rotated back out. 3 falls, nothing but the bottom for Emery, and it's a 2-possession game.
Big shot there for Emery. Keeps the Whippets in this ball game.
She's got 15. That leads the way for the Whippets. Crabtree. Drives, taken away. There's Maddie Camry. Oldfield back defensively. Camry stepping through, no, but she'll shoot.
That's just a great defensive play there by Camry. At the top of that defense, just takes the basketball away. Get out and run. Get down the floor. Draws the contact almost. I don't know if that would have been that would have been a 3-point play. They're going to call it a shooting foul.
Foul on Oldfield is her second. Rottenberg returns to the game, as does Ayla Roth after a quick rest.
Again, at the risk of belaboring the point, this stage of the game, those free throws got to go down.
Second one good, 5-point game. Milford is led by as much as 16. That was late stages, third quarter. Nice pass, Roth, Yakeley, no. Rebound, still alive, Minden's got it. That's Starkey, her 6th rebound. Stick around after the game, folks. We'll take a look at our top plays. Those brought to you by Currency. Nice pass. Oh, my goodness. How does that not go down?
Wow, that's a tough mess.
Iron unkind to Minden, and now Milford will walk it up.
Exactly the shot Minden wanted. Just didn't fall.
Roth. Shaking past Camry. Rottenberg kicks out. Roth looking down low, and Rottenberg's fouled. That foul called on Emery. That'll be her second.
That's something to look at here. That's only Minden's first foul of the quarter.
Yeah.
You got to get to 5 to send Milford to the free throw line. So, for one thing, for Minden, you can be aggressive here and not necessarily worry about the fouls.
Roth, too strong on the 3. Skying for the rebound, out of bounds though, and it's going to go back to Milford. That's great effort by Miller. Starkey had position, and Miller just knocked it away from her.
Now Miller's a player that kind of not talked about as much, but she's had a solid game here this morning.
Ayla Roth, the floater. Rottenberg, the rebound. And she'll head to the line.
Well, it's not just the team that's trying to come back that needs to make free throws. You know, if you're a Milford team, you want to put this game away. Haven't had a lot of chances from the free throw line. This is only the 6th free throw of the ball game, and this one's no good as well.
Rottenberg has attempted 4 of those free throws. She's made 2 of them. That foul called on Betty, her 3rd. No good there. Camry off and running. 2-on-2, Camry. Offensive foul. Ayla Roth took it. Ayla Roth with 4 fouls, Lou, stood in there and took that charge.
Yeah, and everybody waited with bated breath to see where that call was going to go. I think the official nearest us was going to call a blocking foul, but he yielded to the official on the other side who called the charge. That's a big call that went in the favor of Milford.
The guts of Roth to do that with 4 fouls.
Yeah.
Oh, she lost it almost, a backcourt violation. Eagles nursing a 5-point advantage. Zip to Rottenberg. Off the window. Miller clears it. Fills it up. Ashlyn Miller with 12. Back to a 7-point game.
Biggest rebound of the game. Biggest offensive rebound of the game for Miller in the putback.
Camry left open. Can't fill it up. Rottenberg the board. Her 12th rebound.
Milford wisely up 7. Take your time. You got the shot clock to worry about, but you can run a set here, run that clock down, and find a good shot.
What a pass by Roth. Rottenberg will head to the line. She just knows where the openings are and is able to find them.
When you play with Roth, you play with your hands up because you know that ball is going to be coming. She's one of the better passers we've seen in a while here. Now, can you make the free throws to extend the lead?
Been a struggle today. Just 3 of 8 as a team. Rottenberg digs in. She's missed 4 in a row.
Wow.
Long rebound to Land. Minden hanging around. Yakeley pestering Land. Now Camry can't find any room. She's fouled. They'll get Yakeley with her 2nd.
That's one thing I love about ladies basketball. Yakeley complained about the call, but she still helps her opponent up. You know, I mean, that's much better sportsmanship than on the guy's side.
You can show common courtesy while still disagreeing with the officials.
She's like, what? No. Okay, well, here, let me help you up.
Yeah. And now Camry to the line. This does put Minden in the bonus. Maddie Camry, 5'9" senior.
First free throw was all net.
She's got 15.
No pressure coming. They're going to go back and play half-court defense. They're going to pressure around the timeline.
5-point game. Winner gets Lincoln Christian for the title. Roth into the lane and 1. Ayla Roth.
Was as well as a lot of players have played today. I think Roth has been the difference maker. And it's been that dribble penetration. They have had no answer for that. They have not been able to keep her out of the lane. And whether it's scoring or passing, she has been an absolute, machine out there for the Eagles.
13 points, 7 assists. The foul called on Starkey. It's an 8-point game.
She's got 15 assists in 2 games.
And an and 1 at the other end. Boy, Mila Emery has really played well. She has come alive today, the junior with 15.
Yep.
She's been their most consistent offensive weapon today.
Just a junior, as you mentioned. And the team with a lot of seniors.
That was the 5th on Roth. So Ayla Roth is fouled out.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. That's big.
Still a 6-point game. And
your quarterback now has to watch the rest of the game.
5-point game.
It's going to be up to Oldfield and Crabtree here to handle the basketball.
Minden goes to a full court press as soon as Roth's on the bench.
And Coach Roth is telling them to slow it down. Got a little clock as you run your half-court set.
Yakeley. Back to Crabtree. Yakeley will drive. Shot clock down to 4. Crabtree got it! That could not have gone any better for Milford. Yakeley a steal at the other end. And Coach Ballsby telling the team, we got to start fouling. Milford will head to the line. Abby Crabtree may have just delivered the dagger to the Minden Whippets.
A huge, huge shot. Yakeley kicks it out. Oh, Crabtree open there in that corner where they've been making shots. It's usually Yakeley over there making the shot. That time it's Crabtree. What a luxury to have a player like Crabtree coming off the bench. Probably starts for a lot of teams. You lose a player like Roth, fouls out of the game. And a lot of times you're thinking, oh no, we're in trouble. But we mentioned Crabtree handles the basketball real well. An excellent backup point guard.
This is the second. Oh, my goodness, she followed it. Finds its way to Minden. They need points in a hurry. Down 8, final minute.
The best shot available as quickly as you can get it.
Tipped, loose. Camry wants 3. Rebound out of bounds to Minden.
Minden's going to keep that basketball, but that a lot of time ticked off the clock. Now with only 33 seconds to go, you're down 8 points. You got to think 3, I think, here at this point.
Which has been hard to come by for Minden. Good ball movement. That 3 good for McKenna Starkey. 5-point game. It's not over yet. Minden calls timeout. We'll take one as well. Can the Whippets complete the comeback? Find out next. You're watching NCN.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. The Carpet Shop, providing quality residential and commercial floor covering and installation for almost 50 years. And by See the Trainer with locations in Columbus, Lincoln, Omaha, Bellevue, and North Platte.
Milford fans trying to cheer their team on to victory. Trying to play for a state title for the first time in school history. It's just their 3rd time ever here at state. Alongside Lou Siefker, I'm Eric McKay. Lou, they have played like a seasoned veteran bunch today.
Yeah, they really have. And still, you look up, I think these 27.7 seconds are going to be a long 27.7 seconds for Milford. Trying to put this game away up 5. Minden obviously going to throw some full court pressure. Going to try to turn them over and get a quick bucket.
Dipped out, stays with Milford.
And I think if you don't get it, you got a foul here. And I don't know that either team's really shot that great from the free throw line, so you can try to extend this game from that free throw line.
And now Milford's got to call timeout to avoid the 5-second. We'll keep it here, 66-61. Milford with the lead. To your point, Milford only 4 of 12 at the free throw line today. So if you're Minden, that's what's giving you hope right now.
Yeah.
That if the ball gets inbound, you just foul as soon as you can. Minden 18 of 27. They've hit 2/3. They're a good free throw shooting team, 70% as a team. That's kind of kept them in it today, that free throw disparity.
Yeah, been able to get to the free throw line. 27 free throws for Milford, or for Minden rather, and 12 for 27 for Minden, 12 for Milford. So, that aggressiveness that they've played with, been able to get to the foul line, That's been kind of countered by the three-point shooting barrage here from the Milford Eagles. So I think the strategy here for Minden, as we mentioned, is you're going to try really hard to get a steal, get a poke away, and get that basketball back and then attack quickly. And if you don't get it, you got to force the Eagles to make free throws. Here we go.
Yakeley to trigger. Gets it to Rottenberg, who's fouled right away.
Now, Rottenberg's a great person to go to at 6'3", and she can jump out of the gym, so you get her the basketball. The problem, she's been struggling at the free throw line.
Just 2 of 7 today, and she's missed 4 in a row. The 6'3" freshman. Who knows how many records are going to fall in her name by the time her career is done. She's got plenty of varsity ball in front of her.
Great
the Milford fans need her to find a free throw here.
Great athlete, heck of a player, but a freshman.
She's missed 6 straight at the line. Oh, what a steal! Crabtree!
Wow, what a play.
And now Minden's got to chase down Yakeley.
Crabtree was sitting on that. She was waiting for that. She absolutely baited them into that. That's a fantastic play, the steal. That might have sealed the game if you get a couple free throws here. But certainly, if nothing else, it took. Watch her bait on that. She just waited for that pass to Camry there and steps in, and that's a big-time defensive play at the right time, and another missed free throw. My goodness.
4 of 15 from the land of the free today. That's a bad shooting day from the field, let alone the free throw line.
Well, no matter make or miss, Minden's got to hurry down the floor and get a quick bucket.
6-point game. Yakeley with 16. Camry in a hurry. Has it stripped by Crabtree. Kicks out, turned over. That's going to do it. Milford's going to win it. For the first time in school history, the Milford Eagles will play for a state championship. Your final, Milford 67, Minden 61. Post-game show coming up. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.
Sportsmanship embodies respect, fairness, and integrity in competition.
By showing good sportsmanship, you're respecting everyone's love for the game.
Show integrity, stay positive, and make the game enjoyable for everyone involved. Sportsmanship is at an all-time low and needed now more than ever. Whether you're on the court or in the stands, be courteous to everyone. It's the best way to be involved in the game.
Sportsmanship is a reflection of not only you, but your parents, your school, and your community.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options, Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options, dazzling performances, and unique hangouts offer the perfect way to unwind. Visit Kearney. It's so much more than just in the middle.
Here's what you can expect on News Channel Nebraska. The top local news headlines all morning, plus 8 a.m. Mass with Father Joe. Stay up to date throughout the afternoon with the NCN News app. And tune back into NCN throughout the evening for the latest developments on major stories along with live high school and college sports. News Channel Nebraska. Independent media for all Nebraskans.
Teammates Mentoring is in need of mentors, especially for students in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. Meeting with a student just once a week in school can make a positive impact on their life by providing a sense of hope and helping them reach their full potential. 92% of Teammates Mentors report that they leave their mentoring time in a better mood than when they arrive. So what are you waiting for? Head over to teammates.org today to learn more information about how you can get involved. Join the team. Be a mentor.
Milford victorious and the band to prove it, heading to the state championship game. We're now joined by Victoria's head coach Bryce Roth. And, Coach, this program had never won a state tournament game prior to this week. Now you're headed to a title game. Describe the emotions.
You know, the girls, had, especially for Izzy Akeley and Ayla Roth are four-year starters for us. We've had some obviously frustrating and disappointing seasons. We've had great success. They've built every year, 4 conference titles, but just always in that district final, not quite having enough. I thought we earned the seeds that we got here, and just proud of how our girls have they've been relentless. That's kind of one of our themes all season, and you saw that tonight, finding a way to pull it off against a very physical, very athletic Minden team. Hats off to them. They're really good. I just think we've made great strides. Our girls, over the course of 4 years, have and then added some young talent and some new talent to our team, along with our experience. I just think they're just very determined and focused today. So,
basketball, a game with a lot of plays. You said it was very stressful, this particular game, but I can think of a few big ones, especially down the stretch. You mentioned Ayla Roth, your senior, your niece, taking the charge and then getting the and one on the other side of things.
Yeah, that was big. Obviously, wish she wouldn't have made her own and one on the other side and had her stay in the game the last 2 minutes. But when she fouled out, but that's the way it goes. I thought our girls stepped up huge. Abby Crabtree came in as a freshman point guard. You see what she's capable of. She hits a huge three to give us some separation, and then kind of ices it a little bit when she gets that steal. Just proud of her too. And other girls, all of our girls just stepped up in different moments. I thought we did it. Defensively, we knew they were going to come on a little run. I mean, they hit some shots, and then they got us inside a little bit, especially when we had Shayla sitting on the bench with 4 fouls. Foul trouble. I thought we weathered all that stuff. It's just part of the game. I thought we just showed a lot of toughness. I'm proud of them.
You mentioned Abby. You kind of beat me to the punch there. So we'll go ahead and go back to Ayla, our player of the game. She had 13 points, 7 assists. She's now got 15 assists already for the state tournament. Can you talk about her ability to facilitate?
Yeah, she loves to have the ball in her hands. Sometimes we can't get it out of her hands, but no, I love her. I wouldn't say that about anybody else at the staff. She's my niece, so love her. But she has explosiveness, ball handling, that she can get into the gut of the defense and just make special plays. You saw her drop dimes to Ashland, and when you get her in transition, I think that's part of the reason why we broke their press. And when we have press breaks, believe it or not, but she basically broke it herself at times, and was able to make plays. They got out of their press, which I thought that was a big key for us, because last year, if we remember this, that we lost to them in the district final at Minden, and it's a good team, and their press can cause a lot of problems. They've won a lot of games, and Coach Malby's a really good coach, so.
Well, speaking of won a lot of games, a team that Lincoln Christian, you are now meeting them in the state championship game tomorrow. They've won 38 straight. What's it going to take to get over the hump against the Crusaders?
Well, we've seen them, right, back in December, and that was a really good match. I know they've gotten better. I know that we've gotten better since that matchup. So, and it was a 2-point game. It was 15 seconds left in the game. It was tied, and they made a play, and obviously, I think there's been a lot of noise around us. We've been trying to contain it, like people were talking about wanting this matchup in the state championship, and we've just done a good job of our staff coaching our girls up and mental approach, just focusing on the next game, and next game's the most important game of the season, and not get too big on the dramatic stories around about it's just another basketball game. It's a state title, and I'm glad we earned it, and a good chance to see a really good team. Coach Klein does a really good job. They got a lot of weapons, and they can spread you out. You saw what they did to Gothenburg in the first half. I mean, getting up big. And they just got a lot of shooters with Pettingers, and Casabom's just a dynamic player, can do a lot. And then, of course, Ailes is just really tough. She's just a stud, too. So it's going to be a good matchup. We're going to have to really lock in our defensively, and we'll go back and get to work here as soon as we're done eating lunch, and hopefully get prepared for tomorrow's championship game.
Well, Coach, you got a lot of people who want to congratulate you. We'll let you get to them.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much for your coverage. You guys are awesome.
Let's bring in our player of the game, sharing a last name, Ayla Roth, our player of the game with 13 points, 7 assists. She's now got 15 assists for the state tournament. Some big plays down the stretch. We talked about it with your coach, taking the charge, getting the and one on the other side of things. What were you feeling there down the stretch?
I just wanted to do everything that I could for my team to help us win this game, and yeah.
You know, a lot of teams talk about their teammates, their coaches being family. You know, your coach literally is. What's it like playing for Coach Roth?
You know, it's really fun. It's exciting. You know, sometimes it can get a little tense, but it's really exciting to play for him. I just love to play with him.
Well, you get another crack at Lincoln Christian. It was a very good game earlier in this season. What's it going to take to get over the hump against the Crusaders?
I think just playing our game, and, you know, they're very competitive. We're very competitive. They're great basketball players, but I just think we need to play our game and let things fall away. They'll fall.
You know, you've got a lot of veterans on this team. We had a freshman in Abby make a huge steal down the stretch. Can you talk about her impact?
You know, she's a great teammate. She works super hard in practice. We guard each other a lot, so it's really fun just getting to connect with freshmen and have her step up. That's a really big three and a really big steal down the stretch for her.
What's it mean to get one more with this group?
It means everything. You know, all glory to God. You know, I've been working a lot for this, and so has my team. So I just think it's going to take everything to win, but we just got to stay strong and play our game.
Well, congratulations and best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
That's our player of the game, Ayla Roth. We've got more post-game on News Channel Nebraska.
Thank you, Pat. That post-game player of the game interview brought to you in part by Heritage at Fountain Point, redefining senior living with a steadfast commitment to comfort, compassion, and dignity. Heritage at Fountain Point in Norfolk, living better. Also brought to you by Roe Buick in Grand Island and Roe Buick in Aurora. Proud to sponsor player of the game. Time now to take a look at our top plays, brought to you by Currency. Need financing for RVs, ATVs, or other expensive items? Well, Currency's here to help. Visit gocurrency.com today. Class C1 semifinals, Minden and Milford met in the district final last year. Minden got the win. Milford looking for a manner of revenge, trying to advance to their first state championship game ever. This will help. The three-pointer falls there for Oldfield as Milford has the lead early. This was a back-and-forth game early on, although Milford getting it down low there to Ashlyn Miller, the 6-foot senior with 2 of her 14 points. But Minden able to answer. They had a 6-point lead after Maddie Camry hits that one. She finished with 16 as well, and it's Minden with the lead after one. Second quarter, all Milford. Just pure dominance. A 27-7 quarter, led by Ayla Roth there. Blows by the defense, gets the left-handed lay-in. Roth, a distributor as well. She had 7 assists, including quite a few to Izzy Yakeley, who was 5 of 12 from deep. Milford takes the lead at the half. Minden able to get this shot to drop. They needed that one to end the first half. That was Mila Emery getting the and one. She led Minden with 18. Second half, Milford extending their lead. It's Roth, our player of the game, at 13 points, 7 assists. She has 15 assists over the course of this tournament so far. But Minden not going away. Great position by Emery as she gets it to go there. Minden coming back. They would get it within 5, but Milford found play after play. Yakeley for 3. As we head to the fourth, Minden going on a little bit of a run. Down 12, they finally get threes to fall. They made no three-pointers in the first half. Kinsey Land hits that one there. And then later, it's Emery from deep. As I mentioned, Minden able to get it within 5, but Milford able to make plays down the stretch, and it was Roth making plays down the stretch. The and one here gave Milford the 8-point lead. And then the kick out, this was the dagger. The freshman, Abby Crabtree, off the bench. And Milford, for the first time in school history, will play for a state title. They beat Minden 67-61. They'll get Lincoln Christian in the state championship game. Welcome back in, Lou Siefker. Quickly, Lou. I mean, Milford, Lincoln Christian, what an incredible matchup. I think that's going to be an instant classic tomorrow.
Well, I think what Ayla Roth said there in the interview, she said, we're competitors, they're competitors. That's very true. Both those teams are going to go hard at each other. 69-67, the first time they played, Lincoln Christian won. It could go either way. I think this time, if there's anything you want to complain about for Milford and what's going to have to improve if you're going to win a state championship tomorrow, 31% shooting from the free throw line. Almost cost them today. Have to shoot better. But this is a great team. I think they definitely have a chance to win tomorrow win a state championship.
That's tomorrow. As far as today, we got more basketball coming your way later on this afternoon. Be back here 1:50 Central Time, 12:50 Mountain. The Class A semifinals. This is going to be fun. Millard West taking on Lincoln North Star. Metro versus Heartland Conference. Doesn't get much better than that. Until then, from a broadcast partner, Lou Siefker, Pat Jansen on the sideline, Connor Luby in the truck, and the entire NCN Sports crew, I'm Eric McKay. Thanks for joining us. You're watching News Channel Nebraska.